Hey everybody, it's Sarah with Loaves and Dishes, and today we're going to be making lobster rolls with lion's mane mushrooms. Before we get into today's video, please be sure to subscribe. So this is another, I'm trying something new, testing out a recipe video, so there are some things that I would like to change. But the first thing that I am doing is dicing up a quarter of this onion. And there is another video about how to dice an onion if you would like to know a couple different ways that you can dice up an onion. So let's talk about this mushroom while we're watching this onion be cut up. A lion's mane mushroom is a little bit more exotic than the last mushroom that we used, I think. It has kind of a seafood-ish smell to it when it's raw, and it has a very interesting texture when it's raw. And you'll see when I cut it up, it has it's not a solid mushroom, if that makes any sense. It's like I really don't know how to describe it. You'll just have to see it when we're looking at it. It's a very interesting mushroom. It's very delicate. It's very soft. It has an interesting smell. So it was pretty cool to work with. So, I'm finishing up dicing up this onion, and you want to be very careful when you're doing this. You don't want to accidentally cut a finger. And I'm just doing one row at a time now because I don't want too much onion. But I am trying to use up as much of the onion as possible. So now I'm getting out these mushrooms, and I have already washed and dried them. And I'm looking at them, I'm feeling them, and I realized that I need to cut off that yucky stalk on the bottom that did not look very appetizing. So I cut that off. And then just with my hands, I kind of rip the mushroom into smaller sections. It was almost like kind of bulbous, so I kind of ripped them into smaller sections. Then I'm going to take those slightly smaller sections, and I am going to cut them into slices all about the same thickness so that everything cooks in a similar time frame. And I set them aside after I'm done cutting them. They were super soft and very delicate and easy to cut, so didn't take much force at all. And I'm kind of putting them in a pile, and then I pick them up and I kind of am looking at them because they're fascinating to look at. And you can see that there's a lot of pockets, and it's stretchy almost, is very interesting. So then I put some oil in the pan and on medium heat, and I put my mushrooms in there, and I'm just checking them to make sure that they're not sticking. And I would recommend using a nonstick pan for this if you have one, just because I think it would make things a little bit easier. So I put them in the pan, and you want to leave them alone and let them cook until they're golden brown and then once they're golden brown, then you'll want to flip them over. And I thought that as soon as I put them in the pan that they would fall apart just because they're so delicate, but they really didn't. They held up really well, which was good news. So they're golden brown, and then once they've cooked and they're golden brown on the other side, then I took them out and seasoned them. And you want to season them as soon as they come out, because that little bit of oil that is on there will help the seasonings stick. So I did a little salt, some Old Bay, and a little sprinkle of garlic, and I did that for every single piece as soon as it came out of the oil. Alright, so now I'm going to make my filling. I am just going to shred these mushrooms up into smaller bite-sized pieces. There, I handed a piece to my husband to let him taste it. So I'm just shredding these up, and it was pretty easy to come apart, but it still had some, the texture was very interesting. It's kind of hard to describe. So you'll want to shred those up, And then I added about 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. I would add a little bit less mayonnaise than what I added in this video. It was a little too mayo heavy. Then I added the onion, and I didn't end up adding all of the onion that I cut up. And then I'm adding the juice of half of a lemon. And then I added some salt and pepper, and I gave that a really good mix. And then I toasted my hoagie rolls. You do not have to toast your rolls if you don't want to, but we had some garlic butter, and I thought it would be really good. So I put the garlic butter on the hoagie rolls, and I put them back in the same pan and toasted them up. And then once they came out of the pan and they were nice and toasty, I put the filling on and we gave it a taste test. The mushrooms really shrunk down when they were cooking, so I would buy more mushrooms next time. And I would also do a little bit less mayonnaise. It was a little too mayo heavy. I also sprinkled some green onions on the top, and I gave a little squeeze of lemon right on the top too. But other than that, it was really delicious, and I would definitely make them again. So if you want to see more recipes like this, you can check out loavesandishes.com. You can also check out mine and my mom's podcast. It's called Dorks with Sporks, and you can find that wherever you listen to podcasts. And finally, be sure to subscribe to our channel and click that bell icon to be notified when we upload. Thanks for watching.